I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
Number one, we got to talk about Battlefield 6 because it released on Friday. I played it all day long right here on PC with my setup. And man, I actually said it during the stream. I said, I feel like I must have put on the absolutely positively worst premiere stream of Battlefield 6 than any other creator. Like, I couldn't imagine another creator playing worse than I did. I was just death after death, couldn't get anything going, playing it horribly. Everyone's saying you're playing it wrong. Don't you realize this is Battlefield, not Call of Duty? Why are you rushing in and running, gunning like Call of Duty? That's not what you're supposed to do. I couldn't figure out how to use the certain weapons, how to do the loadouts. Like, it was just a nightmare. It was a complete disaster, all right? But I publicly admitted it. The truth is, when I played again on Friday night, I actually did start to get it. By the last 45 minutes to an hour, I got a new weapon that I unlocked, a special LMG. I started using it. It clicked. I started actually getting kill streaks. I started actually contributing. I actually had like 2 or 3 matches straight where I did well. So the good news is by the end of the day, it was getting better. But man, it was rough going. And I even said to everyone, I can't imagine why you guys were here and supporting the stream because I know how bad I was doing. And then, I had the day away yesterday, which was perfect, right? I really need, after a stressful day like Friday, you get a day away. And basically, I started seeing some feedback. I got a few different kinds of feedback, okay? The first kind of feedback was, well, it was actually kind of endearing to see you admit that you suck because you may not be aware, but there's other people who people watch on the internet, Lolcows, that were playing this game as well. And essentially, they were just raging at the game, blaming the game, saying that they were great players or whatever, but they were sucking just like you. But you were openly admitting it wasn't the game. You just suck at it. You were playing it horribly because you were trying to play like Call of Duty, while these other guys were just being idiots and just like acting like the game sucked when in reality it doesn't. And that's the truth. Like, I know that. I know the game doesn't suck. I'm playing, I'm like, wow, the graphics are quite good. There's some wonkiness in the physics, which I think is hilarious, actually. But the gameplay is sound. You can see the class-based gameplay is there. The weapons work. It's a good game. It's just I'm not good at playing that style of game right now. It's going to take some big adjustment in my gameplay to get in line with a team-based shooter again, because I haven't played a team-based shooter in a very long time. Call of Duty is just not a team-based shooter. It's a, what would they call it? Like you're a hot dog. You just go for yourself. You just go solo and try to YOLO everything. You can't do that in Battlefield, right? So, I'm actually happy that people gave me that feedback because it's true. Like, I feel like moving forward, if I recognize the fact that I'm sucking at something and then I can acknowledge it and just say, all right, I know I'm sucking, but I want to commit myself to try to learn this and do better. That's a better attitude to have than just say, it's the game's fault, it's the dev's fault. Now, the thing is, a lot of the times I do blame a game in the heat of the moment, and it's actually correct. Like, I've had some criticisms of Silksong. I definitely had some criticisms of the connections of Call of Duty, where there was some BS going on either in the games or the game's design or the connections online stating that they're better than they were. And that needs to be called out. All right, it does. Because the thing is, you can't ever improve unless you get criticism. Okay? However, in the case of Battlefield, this is just me being awful. So I should admit it. Okay? Now, the other half of this equation was that I got some comments on the videos and actually a couple of messages that said, just so you know, watching you suck all day at Battlefield on Friday was way more fun to us than going and watching, say, a pro player, because these players are tryhards. They literally analyzed this game up, down, left, and right. They played the beta endlessly. So now that the real game is out, they know the whole game. They know every camping point. They know how to hold the objectives. They're just playing at a level that on day one isn't very fun to watch. Maybe if you're a competitive gamer, it is. And there is that bubble. There is that FPS competitive bubble that people tend to live in, the competitions and shit, right? But outside of that, Sometimes you just want to see someone suck and rage and try to persevere. And that's exactly what happened with me on Friday, is that I was just failing miserably pretty much no matter what I tried until that last hour. And then that last hour out of the 5.5+ hours I played, you saw it click. Got a new weapon, started playing a little differently, and all of a sudden, I'm doing better. And the comment and the feedback I got is, that's exactly what we want from you. We don't want to see you jump into something and dominate. Just take a look at when I play games like old school Street Fighter and I just dominating, or even, Street Fighter 6 and stuff. Yeah, there's some element of enjoyment, but if there's no struggle, then it's not that entertaining. Short term, maybe you get a little bit of attention, but long term, it'll never work. But to see me start playing and sucking ass, but then actually overcoming and learning, that's more entertaining. So I'm glad that people felt that way. I was shocked. I hit both support goals on Friday, playing like crap. I never in a million years expected that would have happened. Serious, I thought you guys would want me to play well, and if I'm not doing well, you're going to make fun of me or whatever. And of course that happened, but I was shocked that people actually showed up and supported the streams, and I'm so grateful. Thank you to those who did. I commit to you that I'm going to try to learn the game. I'm going to try to do better. Tonight we're playing again on the late stream, and I'm hoping that I can apply some of the stuff that I learned during that initial session to my gameplay tonight. Try to unlock more loadouts and things and just play better, Now, of course, I'm going to be rusty because I didn't play in 2 days, but it's all right. I should get into the swing of things, and hopefully things will go better. So I hope you'll come by tonight for the late stream and see how it goes. I'm playing a lot of Battlefield this week, for the record. I'm playing it tonight. I'm playing it Tuesday night, and I think I'm even playing it Wednesday night. So we're going to have many nights of Battlefield before we get more variety, because this coming Thursday is the release of Pokemon ZA on the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and of course, I'll be playing it on the Switch 2. And when we do that, that should be something different, a breath of fresh air, a much more relaxing game than all the stressful things I've been doing recently, right? We're doing Call of Duty Beta, Battlefield 6, Silk Song. We just beat Silent Hill. We just beat Chronos, all high-stress style games. We're finally going to get a more relaxing game back into the rotation that I think is going to work well. We need that balance right now, okay? So I hope you'll be here on Thursday for that. But in the meantime, there's going to be a lot of Battlefield, okay? Okay. How's everyone doing this morning? Good morning, everyone. Who's here? We got Squirtle. We got Rykova. We got a Korok Seed Jr., Pepsi fan, Chris. Good morning. Lilith, how are you? Banana Jose. Who's this? Cyber John, but it's spelled really weird. Cyber John, how you doing? Who do we got over on Kick? We got Candy Bear. What's a Candy Bear?